So let's analyze how Cameron Norrie serves and volleys so you can improve your own serve and volley. Now, this video is courtesy of 12K GP Tennis on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I put their link in the description below. Now, when people think of serve and volley, they think of just those two shots, the serve and the volley. But we want to know what happens in between the serve and volley, and that is the split step. So let's talk about this, because if you don't split step on your serve and volley, then please do not serve and volley. So this is where you want to learn what is called 1, 2, 3 split step. It's the number of steps you take after serving, and then you split. So the landing out of the serve is step number 1. And then Cam takes another step. That's step number 2. Then step number 3, and then split step. You'll notice the timing of the split step. He's landing the split after Mehdi hits the return, and it's a very specific time. See, when it comes to timing your split step, we want to land our split step around 0.2 seconds. So it's anywhere between 0.2 and 0.25 seconds after the opponent strikes the ball. So let's go right to the contact right there. Great. So we'll put a timer down and we'll see when does Cameron hit his feet against the ground for the split step. So right there is the split step. And look at that. It's right in between 0.2 and 0.25 seconds. The reason for this is because you want to synchronize your brain and your reaction time with when your feet hit the ground. You'll be so much faster reacting with your body if you synchronize your feet hitting the ground when your brain reacts to the ball. So he split steps. Now, this is a really cool view. Notice his non-hitting hand is actually on the side where he's making contact. A lot of players, they have, recreational players, they have their hand way over here, their non-hitting hand. He actually looks kind of like he's handcuffed with both hands. That keeps his swing small, helps his racket go to his target. He can actually move the racket to his non-hitting hand. And another thing I want you to notice, when you're moving through a volley, and yes, you want to move through your volley. You don't want to stop in volley. You want to move through the volley. The way to properly do that is to have the last foot that hits the ground be the foot that's on the side where you're contacting. So Norrie is hitting on the left side of his body, so it's his left foot that hits the ground last. That gets his right leg going forward as his left arm goes forward, and that's the way we run. So you want to be moving through your volley, and the way to do that is to adjust the feet so that the last step that hits the ground, the last foot that hits the ground, is the foot that is on the side where you're contacting. He's hitting on the left side, so his last foot that steps is his left foot. That allows him to move through the volley. And you can notice his technique, super small swing. He just bumps the ball short, and he actually bumps it behind Medvedev. Medvedev was moving this way, expecting the volley to go over there, but actually Norrie hit the volley this way to kind of wrong foot Medvedev. So it's like kind of a curved line for Medvedev to get there. Medvedev slides under that ball with a little bit of a chip slice lob. You'll notice the timing of Cameron Norrie's split step. He is in the air as Medvedev is hitting this ball. That's the proper timing. That way you can synchronize, again, your brain hitting or recognizing where the ball's going with when your feet are hitting the ground and that ball goes out. All right, let's watch all this one more time. Now, if you love learning new single strategies as much as I do, then I want you to get a copy of the Singles Playbook by Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Over 50 pages of strategy after strategy to help you beat your toughest opponents. Each page is based on the type of opponent you are playing against. Pushers, serve and volleyers, counterpunchers, aggressive baseliners, all court players, even lefties. Each strategy has diagrams, but also a QR code. Hold your phone or tablet up over the QR code and up pops a 5-minute video showing you exactly how to use each strategy. To get your copy, just use my link. It's in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. Now, if you're looking for new people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, or if you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. It's playyourcourt.com/2-minute tennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. Serve and volley. It is a great tactic, and I would say it's becoming more and more popular in today's professional game, and it can be more popular for you as well if you know how to do it correctly. Don't just think that you're supposed to serve and run to the net, because if you're running while they're returning, if they hit down the line, they hit cross court, they hit a lob, or even right at you, it is going to be too tough to change direction, get out of the way, run down that lob. So we have to use a split step. A split step is part braking mechanism. It allows us to change direction quickly, no different than we're driving a car and we hit the brakes to help us make a sharp turn. So the average timing on a serve and volley is you'll serve and take 1, 2, 3 steps and then split step, based on how far back your opponent stands or up. Based on how slow or fast your serve is, it might be 1, 2 split step or 1, 2, 3, 4 split step. But on average, in my experience, 1, 2, 3 split step is basically where you should start and then alter if needed from there. Now, what we noticed about his split step timing was he was in the air as Medvedev hit the return, so he could land after. That is the proper timing on the split step. And the reason is because our eyes and our brain react to something visual in about 0.2 to 0.25 seconds. So we want to be landing when we react. That's why we want to be landing slightly after the opponent strikes the ball. You'll be so much faster and actually kind of spring into action like you're bouncing off a trampoline. Now, when he hit that volley and the ball came to him, I loved his technique. First, when you're hitting a first volley especially, the goal is to move through the volley. And the way to do that is to have the last step you take be on the side where you make contact. So if you're hitting on the left side, so as a righty, that's your backhand, as a lefty, that's your forehand, the last step you take, and it's not by accident, this is absolutely on purpose, the last foot that hits the ground should be on the left side of your body. If you're hitting on the right side, the last step should be with your right foot. That way you can move through the volley. And the technique he used, he had both hands over and he kind of took the racket to that non-hitting hand. He wasn't over here. He actually turned with both hands, almost like he was handcuffed, and then went hand to hand on the volley. Start working on your serve and volley by using these tips, and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.